We're about to finish up our time with Laura here on the Screen Team, but before we do, we've got one more film to review, and this next film is an animated film that came out in 2017. I believe it was also nominated for Best Animated Film. We're talking about the movie from Blue Sky Production Studios. Did you know that?
I did.
Okay, good. It's called Ferdinand. It's a story about a bull that resides in the great country of Spain. And Ferdinand, he's not a typical bull.
No.
He's very soft-hearted. He doesn't want to fight.
He's a marshmallow.
Yeah, he's a marshmallow, and he goes on many different adventures in this first film. We meet him as a young bull, a young calf. What's a young bull?
I can't remember. He's not a steer because he's
a bull.
Well,
he's young.
Yes.
And we find out
bull calf. That's what it is. He's a bull calf.
He's a bull calf. And we find out that something happens to his father. And he decides that he's had enough of living on the bull ranch. So
he gets scared.
He decides to run off, and he meets a great family with a young little lady there who pretty much adopts him.
Yes. She does. She takes him in, and it's just her and her father, and they grow flowers. That's what they do, which is one of his favorite things that you figure out at the beginning. And he loves things that are beautiful and sweet and kind, and because that's the way he is. And he goes, and where he lives it's kind of utopia for him because everything is happy, and he has this little girl, and he loves her, and she treats him like a lapdog, even though he's like the size of a house, literally. Right. And he makes new friends, and then one day he goes and against their wishes, and he goes and he gets into the city with them when they're at market with their flowers, and it's a mistake, it's an accident, but he scares a lot of people, and they think that he's mean and a fighting bull, like what they're used to, the bulls that look like him, which in Spain, they have the running of the bulls, and then usually one of the bulls is chosen, and they have the games with like the matador, and matador fights the bull, and it's a big show, and it's really barbaric.
Yeah.
In reality, it's really barbaric, which is not that way in the show, but it's the bulls that he's taken back to his old home where he's to be a fighting bull, and there to them that's just the way it is, like that's what you have to be, there's no other choice.
Yeah.
And they believe that one of these days I'll beat the matador, and they think that they can beat him, and when they beat him they think that I'll be set for life, but
nobody beats the matador.
Yeah. And Ferdinand finds out that none of them will ever beat him because all the bulls always lose.
Yeah.
And so they escape, and it's another one of those like my nephew like teared up in this movie because the way he's kind of like I know that working at the school district, there's a lot of kids that they're young, but they're bigger than, like they're size wise, they're bigger than the other kids around them, and they're the sweetest kids usually, like very sweet and gentle, but because they're so big, they're a little clumsy or something like this, so it's like the gentle giant type thing, and that's kind of what Ferdinand is, and he's clumsy and he's big, but his heart is just as big as he is. So it's all the friendships that he makes in this movie, it's really sweet. And every kid I've talked to that's seen it loves this movie.
Did you love it?
I did. Yeah. I did. Even my mom is completely anti-animation. She hates movies with animation. She's just like, I don't like it. I know, I'm the opposite. But we took my nephew to see this because he's like, please, Mama, Papa, go with us, because they don't normally go watch that stuff. We went to the theater. My dad had tears rolling because that crazy goat. This movie has a goat in it, and it's the funniest thing you'll ever see. She's hilarious. I don't know who was the voice for that.
Kate McKinnon.
Yes, but she's so funny.
Yeah.
And John Cena is the voice of Ferdinand, and he did a great job. I was super surprised because usually he's kind of, but he did a really good job. His inflection was really awesome in this movie. But it's sweet. It's like one of those movies that you'll buy for your kid because they laugh at it, and it's got a good message, and it's good all around for me. I think it deserved the awards it got.
All right.
Did you like the movie?
No.
You can almost 99.99% of the time, if I like it, he will hate it. And I have yet to figure out if it's just because he hates it for the purpose of this, or if he really hates it.
I had a hard time really getting into this movie. I will say this. I think it's a good movie for, like Laura said, for kids to watch. I watched it with Luke. Luke was in it from the very get-go. He enjoyed it. I think the movie had a good message. I just had a hard time getting into it. There was nothing that really clicked for me personally in this film. But what I want to make clear is I don't think that you should not see this movie. I think if you have kids, if you have a family, I think you should give it a shot. Just because I didn't like it, that's just me. I had a hard time getting into it.
As in all other reviews where he does not like the movie.
No, when I say don't like the movie with the other reviews, I'm trying to tell you not to go see them. That's why I'm trying to put a disclaimer on this, okay? It's not a bad movie. I just didn't care for it. So
fair enough.
Ferdinand is the name of the film, and you can find it on DVD or streaming or wherever it is you get movies. Now, I got a little bit of a tear right now because this is the last time we're going to see Laura Butler here in the Screen Team studio. She is moving on to bigger and better pastures, and we're excited for you, Laura.
Thank you. I didn't know we were going to talk about this on the radio.
Oh, that's all right, man. That's all right. I didn't even ask you, so she's probably going to yell at me after we get done. But I just wanted to, first off, thank you for being an awesome reviewer, but also an awesome friend.
I appreciate it.
And we wish you nothing but love and success and awesomeness in your future endeavors, okay?
Oh, you're killing me.
And we're going to have her on, but it's going to be on like phone
Remote.
And stuff like that.
Right.
So anyway, she's Laura Butler. I'm Chris. We're part of the Screen Team. And remember, we want you to know before you go.